Boy, if you don't get over here, what's up, y'all? What the deal is? It's your boy, Leo Savage, coming at you live from what is known as the bunker. Well, it's not really a bunker. It's my studio. I love it. I be loving my studio. Y'all be loving my studio. Everybody be loving the studio, man. And what we doing with the studio is, well, we have guests on. We teach mace. This is how I socially distance and socially undistance myself from you guys. So, hey, here in about 10 minutes, we are going to have Coach Sarah, one of my homies, pop in. And this one's just a little different because Sarah, although she swings mace, is not really, she's not really like that's not like all she does. I wouldn't say she is like, I would say she is a mace person, but I would say also, she's not a mace person. She's well, I'll let you guys meet her and get to know her. Before we get going, hey, you guys do me a favor and check me out on Instagram. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, I got a ton of videos up there. I got a ton of content for you guys to watch. And of course, it's a great way to keep a hold of me. It's the best way to get in touch with me. And if you guys have any messages, of course, you guys can always comment in the comments below. And we appreciate that. And then there is also get a hold of me on the DM. Slide into my DM, folks. You know what the deal is. Get in there, man. Get into my DM. Send me some questions. Give me some topics you guys want to discuss. Hey, and we've got 10 minutes before Sarah gets in here. She might get in here a little early. David, what's up, man? What's up? What kind of person am I? Yeah, man. You can only see what you see in others and yourself. And that's how we perceive ourselves. It's not how others see us, but what we see in other people. So to answer your question, David, am I a good person? I do see the good quality in things. So I would say, yes, I'm very good. It is dark in here. Can you guys see me okay? I like it like this. This is how I like it, okay? Besides, I'm gonna light a fire. When I was speaking of my guests. Oh, not me, her, Sarah? Oh, God damn, man. Wait till y'all meet her. All right, one, she's super fine, okay? I'm just gonna, she's in her, she's a spoken for woman, okay? But let me just tell you guys, she is a stone cold fox, all right? Okay. Hey, first I'd like to thank Hate Brand. Hate Brand, that's right. It's not a paid sponsorship, but my favorite thing to wear, Hate Brand stuff. Right on. And also, here is not a paid sponsorship, but I work for Onnit Academy. And there are 3 products that I take from the Onnit, and I recommend you guys do. Hey, Shroom Tech Sport, I take this shit when I want to work out for a long time. I take this shit to counteract all the weed that I smoke. It actually takes all the side effects from smoking cannabis and makes you think better. This stuff makes you think better. And then I just started this one, hemp. This product has really allowed me to dive deep into my cool downs. Those other things get me worked up, and so it's very hard for me to meditate and cool down, whereas to this one, Onnit Total Hemp really puts me in a good place. And you guys can use promo code SAVAGE. You're going to save 10% on your whole order, including Still Mace, which they have in stock. And guys, that's it. That's really it. That's all the sponsors. We got nothing We got nothing left for you guys. We are going to just draw your attention to what is this? Yeah, that's right. steelmaceflow.com, the world's best steel mace flow everything. I'm just going to put that out there. Everything Steel Mace Flow, it's on this page. Why? Look, there's a guy, there's a mace. Here's a slow-mo of a guy smoking cannabis. Maybe it's not good. Here it is. I do my own stunts. That's me, guys. Look, I'm famous, Mom. Also, hey, learn more. Steel Mace Flow certification. And that guy, it's only $2.99 right now. That's half off. That's called the Quarantine Special. Guys, Quarantine Special. You guys make sure you go to steelmaceflow.com. There's like 1,000 workouts on there. It's not 1,000, but it's close to 1,000. But I can't count past 10, so it might be more than 10. And yeah, hope everybody's doing good. All right, let's just talk some real shit, man. Quit asking people how the fuck they're doing today. Everyone's doing quarantined, okay? It doesn't make any sense. You walk up to somebody and you say, hey, good to see you. David, it's great to see you, man. How are you doing? To which you're going to reply, oh, yeah, man, I'm doing good. Except, well, you know, I don't have any toilet paper, food, gas, bills, no job, and all that stuff. Okay. Why did I bring that up? Yeah. So quit asking people how they're doing. Okay. They're quarantined. All right, guys, time for a special segment. Butter, come here. Time for a very special segment. That's right, guys. That's right. My bad. I know you don't like smoke, dude. I know. You don't want no smoke. Guys, this is the one ear up, one ear down, the cutest French bulldog in the world. He's actually a French pug dog. See, he's a pug on this side, and then he's a French bulldog on this side. You see? His name is Butter Savage, and he's and he likes, oh, guess what? He likes motherfucking carrots so much. You want this carrot? Okay. Go to your bed, big boy. All right, so when you hear the jingling, that's my guy, okay? That's my Butter Savage when you hear the jingles. Oh, hey, shout out to Trove. Trove, they're all over Washington. Shout out to Washington for holding it down during the coronis. Every time I go to Washington, I go by my favorite dispensary. I go to the Trove, and they hook the Savage up. You know, I got recognized in there. I got recognized one time in there. Yeah, so that's my spot. All right, I wonder if there's any questions we have for Sarah on the Instagram. I put up questions for Sarah. We'll have to check that out. Jack hair, in case anybody's wondering. Okay, it's Tuesday, April the 7th. In case you guys, sorry to break the news to you, but there's still days, and today's Tuesdays. All right, and Sarah should be jumping in any minute. We're excited, guys. We're excited. We're very excited. We are very excited, guys. It's almost time for questions for Sarah. You know what I started getting whenever I use Instagram questions? What happens is I get a bunch of social media influencers who have robots, and the robots are attacking your story questions. They say stuff like, I use storyvoter.com, grow safely faster. Hey, check out my recent posts. So weird stuffs like that, okay? Weird stuffs like that. I can't wait for Sarah to show up, man. We excited, bro. We excited, dog. Whole world's tuning in is what I heard. I heard the whole world's gonna get in on this. Mm. That's right. Oh, we got some participants in here. Uh-oh. I think it's going down.
Hello.
Hey.
I love seeing you in your studio.
Hey, you're in your studio too, though.
I am. That's very true.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Sarah, may I present to you Coach Sarah? All right, so but
Hello.
that's not your first name. It's not Coach.
It's not?
I don't think so, but if we were on Instagram, your name is Coach Sarah. But what do we call you? Do we call you Coach Sarah? Do you have a real last name? Is Sarah even your real name?
Yeah, everyone knows me as Coach Sarah, especially everyone in the last, I'd say 3+ years, or Coach, which is awesome because like real name is real full name, Sarah Ann Elizabeth Garin. It's a mouthful.
Whoa.
Whoa. Growing up, no one was really able to pronounce or spell my last name.
Yeah.
So the fact that now as an adult, I've kind of just dropped it. Probably works just for the best.
Yeah, kind of like you're like a hip hop star. You just reinvented your name. Okay.
Exactly.
So what you're saying is people didn't always call you Coach?
No. I actually it's funny, like I think back of growing up or when I was little, I was called Miss Sarah because I would teach, I grew up teaching dance along with doing it, but I would have like anywhere between 5-year-olds to like 15-year-olds calling me Miss Sarah. And now in my adult life, I find it like I get a kick out of it because I'll have these giant dudes who are like 6'3" and they'll be like, yes, Coach. And it makes me think of like that transition going from like Miss Sarah into now what I do as an adult. So yeah, it kind of transformed from like Miss Sarah now into Coach Sarah or just Coach.
Wait.
Oh,
is that Miss Sarah?
How'd you get that? That is at a friend's wedding with a dear friend of mine, Cameron, who I met when I lived in.
Hey, enough about Cameron, okay? Enough about this guy. We'll get to Cameron later. We're talking about you.
Sure.
Is this Miss Sarah? Is this dance teaching Sarah?
A little bit older, but
okay.
That face and that presentation definitely comes from my years of dancing and performing in front of people. So that's probably just a little snippet of her. That's so funny.
But that's really neat though. Like you before, because you would seeing you now with the kettlebell, you would just assume that you were naturally talented. You didn't have to work for it. You've been doing this your whole life. But before you were Coach Sarah, you were a dancer, a student of dance, and a teacher of dance.
And yeah, you're absolutely right. And even like I said, now I forget, or people that have met me over the last few years, that I feel like that's part of a life that I used to live, but it really shaped me. Whether it's dance or some other form of movement, I can say like I have been moving my entire life. And so when I started picking up the bell, I merely would piece up did some kickboxing. That was my first job in fitness about 8 years ago.
Oh, wait a second. Your boy did some research. And
I
so
know.
you were dancing and you were always moving, and you brought it up. You said, listen, whether I was dancing or not dancing, I was always moving.
Mhm.
And somewhere in your life, you transitioned from, and I don't think it's really a big difference. It's just a matter of like a difference of opinions. But
Mhm.
a dancer is, in my opinion, an athlete.
Yeah.
And sometimes dance gets overlooked as an athletic event or achievement. But
Mhm.
truly, when you look at dancing that's judged, it's one of the hardest things in the world to get a 10 for 10 at, whether it is ballroom dancing or like a mixture of athletics and dancing, like gymnastics.
Mhm.
So I know that for me, I look at it, I say, hey, that's easy. It's the same. But for most people, um, it could get very challenging seeing somebody who's a dancer turn into a coach.
Yeah.
And so if it could be like that from the outside, I'm curious if you could tell us a little bit about the challenges of going from a dancer, a teacher of dance, to teaching motherfucking kickboxing.
Yeah. I've seen people have a hard time with it. I've worked with dancers as like training them for strength and performance.
Mm,
And a lot of times people miss the connection that at the end of the day, it is movement and being able to understand how one yourself moves and then how others move. Because if you strip away all of the different sports, different types of training, whether it is kickboxing, mace work, CrossFit, anything like any strength and conditioning or just like dance, any kind of movement. At the end of the day, if you strip all of the tools away, what are we doing? We're moving our body.
mm,
And so through the transition of going from a dancer and a performer into a coach, that's something that I would always hold on with me of like, you have been moving your entire life. You understand where does your weight need to be distributed in order to be the most efficient with your movement. But I think that comes from just awareness and constantly checking in with how have I been progressing from a dancer into like a kickboxing instructor into a strength and conditioning coach into more of the work that I do now. Um, and like I said, stripping all of that away, it's movement at the end of the day. And how can we get people to move efficiently, safe, and beautifully with grace and control and power? Um, but I know in the earlier stages of my career going into a coach, I would second guess myself because I was so stuck on certain certs that I've gone through or coaches that I worked with. And I was stuck in like, it needs to be this way.
mm,
Training your body, it is so black and white, and
mm,
it really isn't. It's there's so much gray because every human's body is different. And the moment I realized that and became secure and confident in my years of experience as a mover, as a dancer, and now my years of being a coach, um, that really translated into um, being able to teach people and have a greater impact because I now was confident in the work that I was doing. But for a while, going into the fitness world, um, I would always second guess myself of like, it needs to be this program or this person needs to be moving in this way to create a linear progression. And that's just not how us humans function. So why would we train our bodies, our mind in that way? Um,
Well,
and
I think, that's not a different story from, I think, what a lot of us get into. right? Especially when we come from a different background. We get into fitness and we're like, okay, I need the truth and I need the way. And so you take in some information and you're like, okay, this is it. And then as we start learning from other people and we can keep our lens open and, it gives us the ability to learn from other instructors and not be so dogmatic about the things. Um, so just kind of like talking about your experience in theater, because I'm really fascinated. You brought up the face you were making in the black and white photo.
Mhm.
Uh, you're being lifted. And Liz, if somebody lift me up like that, I'm probably just not going to strike a pose. And then not only have the pose, but be brave enough to be put in the position and then be able to express myself. But that same face that you make, then you make now when you flow with kettlebells. And so they can be two different worlds if you look at them as such. You got the dance and then you got the coaching. But really, what you said, and this really touches my heart, um, your first movement practice, it's like dance, or you consider dance not so much like separate, but it's a movement practice, just like kettlebells is a movement practice, just like the art of steel mace flow is a movement practice. I think what's different about steel mace flow is I ask for expression from my students, and even if I don't ask for it, it's there. And so your theater career, you expressed yourself. I think you expressed yourself in a bunch of different ways. It wasn't always being lifted gracefully and beautifully in the air. Sometimes you dressed up like you were selling $5 salads and $7 spaghetti. But all the performing and all the being vulnerable and putting makeup on and going all out, being able to be a character and be on stage, it translates into your work. Whether, because I've seen you coach a class and sister, you're on stage and you command a presence and you teach with energy and you teach with body language and you carry that same smile when you do your flow work. Um, and so the two worlds are the same. There's unity in diversity, which I think is one of the principles that we've learned working with the Honors Academy. So what would you say is the number one thing you took, and it doesn't have to be the number one, but maybe something that's really coming to mind from your old theater life? What are you using from that bucket of information now in your current projects? And we'll talk about everything that you have going on. But what's one thing that you can think of?
I from doing theater and from dance, I am a creative being. And being able to be expressive and create work in some form or fashion, it's truly something that I need. It's an outlet. It's been part of me for ever. So I think that's with all of my kettlebell work, like that is, it used to be a passion project or something that I would just be doing in the corner as a way to um, find pure joy in what I was doing. I value strength training and conditioning and the discipline that it goes into that, but it's almost too regiment for me.
Hmm.
And so using my flow work and kettlebell work, I find a sense of just pure bliss and freedom to
Hmm.
move however you like. Um, and be able to connect like one movement into the other or one letter into another letter to create a phrase.
Hmm.
So I think from through dance, and I still will dance from time to time. I actually took a dance class this past weekend.
Okay.
When I am allowed to just be in like a room in a space by myself and just move,
Hmm.
um, whether I have a bell in hand or I go back to my original first love of dance, it truly forms this bliss. And it really, like we've described it, both of us, of like movement meditation. It's something that you experience and it's much harder to describe. And when I first started doing it, and even before I picked up the bell through dance, I would get into that state. And I don't dance as much anymore, and I wasn't able to do it for a while, just because it brought. Why?
Now you dance all the time.
Oh yes, but
Different, transcended. It's
exactly.
like I see your dance in your work, but getting to know you over this period of time, like I've known you for a little bit, but I got this like magic experience, and I do this with all my guests where I just go crazy.
Where did you find all of this?
I found the
Yeah,
most beautiful
that's me.
photos of you in character. And believe it or not, I have seen this character, this picture more than once.
Oh yeah.
Or this character, I should say.
Yes. Okay.
She's in your work.
Mm-hmm. Um, and it's really interesting to connect of when I was performing into,
And so is she.
yeah, into the work that I do. And so people can also look at it of like, wow, you like look at how fluid you move with the bell. Look at like how do you do such complicated flows, whatnot. And it can come from someone who is just picking up the bell. And my first instinct is like, it comes from just years of practice,
Mhm.
whether it is moving, but also practice of expression.
Yeah.
Um, and I
But
also
it doesn't
train,
necessarily start there, right?
right.
I
Um,
mean, sometimes it starts here.
yes. Oh,
So just to not to date you or me,
no,
David,
I've been,
this is 2015.
I think so.
So
Yeah.
you
I
weren't just
started,
you weren't just born with the kettlebell. You've been doing this now for some time.
yes.
No.
Um, yeah, I was thinking about it because as I was like prepping for this, I knew that would come up. Um, because I think people forget the amount of practice that it takes to really um, create, like, be confident or being able to be fluid. Everyone needs to start somewhere, but I want to say picked up the bell like in 2007, maybe
Okay.
2000.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That is
2008, maybe. Yeah,
that is a
long
long
time.
time.
And you want to know something funny? So connecting it back to my dance career,
Okay.
I obviously like learned the basics of a swing, a clean, a windmill was one of my first ones that I learned. I think just being able to rotate and twist, I was like, all right, I'm liking that. That's cool. But when then I started building, like, okay, I'm going to do a swing and then I'm going to clean it and I'm going to squat it, I'm going to press it, then I'm going to windmill. It merely was like when I would choreograph or dance. You're
Yeah.
gonna put, you're gonna turn, you're gonna extend, you're gonna jump, you're gonna go down to the floor. I just never knew it was flow or there was a name or anything
Yeah.
to it
Yeah.
for the longest time. It
Yeah.
was
What'd you call it?
I was just moving. And I
And
felt,
then kind of the world named it, right?
yeah,
It's
yep.
a weird thing. I'm going to share something with you. And so I have to play this frame by frame. I can't play the music. And if I play it in regular speed, it'll ruin the viewing for our audiences. But I tried my damnedest to find your first flow with the kettlebell.
Okay.
And so,
Oh, I know what this one is.
and then really what you were talking about, you said, hey, I'm going to build some stuff. I'm going to create some stuff. I'm going to reorganize the regimen. I'm going to do a clean and then windmill, and sooner or later, you know, you might have found flow, or that feeling you get when you dance, flow state. But here you are in a kneeling press. You go into your swing, bottoms up, pivot and a press, and then boom, the reveal. You can't really see this. Maybe it's a little blurry, but you're plugged in. Headset.
Where? Wait, I don't.
Well, I think that's a headset in your ear.
I can see
Okay,
which
we'll
one you're
figure
doing.
it out.
Okay, I can see
We-
what one you're doing.
No. You have a headset in.
Yeah.
You're listening to music, or are you listening to audiobooks?
No.
You're listening to music?
Yeah.
What
Oh,
song?
wait.
Do you remember?
No. And
Okay,
actually,
how is this not dancing?
no, it is dancing.
All right, you're still dancing.
Yes, sir. I get to a lot of people will comment or message me and say it looks like you're dancing with the bell. And
All right, hold on. We're still breaking this down. Hold on.
I
You
can't
just did. You can't see it?
no, Leo.
Oh.
I think I know what one it is.
Hold on, let me try this again.
Okay. I think I know which one it is.
Sorry, guys.
And yeah.
Probably, you know what? There was a weird sign up, so boom, now you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna start over. My bad.
Yeah.
Right. Don't worry, we're gonna use the power of editing in this live video to edit that out. I'm just kidding, that's in there forever. Okay, frame by frame we train. All right, you're in a little bit of a kneeling posture. You go into a swing, go into a bottoms up clean, little pivot, little press. And then here was the moment where I said, hey, I noticed you're wearing a headset. All right, after that, another swing, pass through the back, and then left-handed swing. And then, so we know exactly what you're gonna do here. You're gonna repeat the exact same pattern on the right side, then with the left side, right? No, here comes the snatch out of nowhere. Coach Sarah, what the fuck? Yeah. We all know that you're supposed to train the right side equal to the left side 100%, 50% of the reps on the right, 50% of the reps on the left. Defend yourself. What are you doing here? Why didn't you do the exact same pattern?
The flow wasn't done.
Oh, you were just flowing.
Yeah. And like a free flow, like that one, I believe was set to go to the other side, but free flow, there's so much more freedom to, it's not so rigid as any program. Yeah, do you want to hear a little backstory on that one?
Well, yeah, just 1 second though. Check this out. Here's this work of art. This person who's spent a lifetime dancing.
Yeah.
And since 2007 has been moving with the bell so much that she can move freely with the kettlebell. And this is how she's moving. And then God bless their souls, all the people in the background working out. I don't get it. Why would you do that stuff when you can do what you're doing? All right. Yeah. And one thing I like about the free flow is it challenges the left side of your body to work differently than the right side of your body. It's awesome that you can move uniquely from movement to movement, because that's life. But this was the very first actual flow that I found of yours. And so I'm going to ask you a little bit about this. I've got a little experience on it. I'm just going to finish watching you do your thing.
I look like a baby there.
So there's your camera guy in the mirrors. Shout out to camera guys in the mirrors everywhere. Okay, we're just gonna stop this, but let me ask you something, okay?
Yeah.
You're pretty brave. Let me just give a shout out to being brave. Let's just honor you with a quick brave smile. You're a brave motherfucker, man. shout out to all the gangster in you. You went from being a dancer to being a kickboxing coach to being a kettlebell coach. And then you started flowing with the kettlebell. And not only that, but you were flowing with the kettlebell in a public place. There's a lot of people out there who might feel trapped and not very brave and don't feel like they can express themselves. And what you were doing right there was a huge amount of being brave, going into a territory where nobody's moving like you. You actually have to change the soundtrack to move the way you want to. For all the people out there who are feeling a little held back and want to express themselves in a different way, what advice can you give them?
Oh, that is, oh, thank you so much for just acknowledging that, because
Brave.
that bravery and something that we forget to do, especially when you are in a world that's filled with um, training as that piece that we saw. What will help with I you just got to rip off the band-aid. I like to always put on headphones. It helps me, even if I was the only one in the space, and could blast whatever song that I flow to. Um, I like have different, I go through phases of what's the song that really pulls a lot of emotion out of me. And I'll just play that on repeat. But I think you ripping the band aid off and being fearless to work in a space where like everyone else is, working. Let's say a gym, most people go there to do some kind of training and movement. And people on the squat rack, are they any different? Or people on the rower, are they any different than us moving? We're all here to feel better, to move better, um, perhaps be expressive in that training, and just being bold, find a space to do it, put on your favorite song and just have it on repeat. That's how I've been able to, like, my favorite and I would say my best flow work has come from just in playing the song that I speak, that I'm able to connect with. Um, so music is a huge part of it too for me. So music, one, again, ripping off the band-aid too. Um, and then if it comes to like flow work specifically, it should never feel forced, and just start off small and then build. There's one drill that I have, that I teach my students, and they all get very nervous when I do this drill. At the end,
Cool. I'm excited.
no,
Nervous drills.
at the end of the session, I will like turn the lights down a little bit, and I'll tell them, I was like, all right, I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, whatever, to free flow. And right away, people are like, what? And I also remind them
Turn
and
the
let
lights
them
on
know,
that low.
yeah. And then you just move.
All right. I
But
get it.
I encourage them to, and remind them that just lean into it and do not overthink.
Mm.
The first 10, 20 seconds as you're moving will be rigid because you're like thinking, should I do a squat here? Should I do a press? Should I do a swing? And allowing yourself to fall into that meditation state where like nothing else, you can't see anything else around you. All those distractions are gone. And then people are just moving. And we'll do this drill, and it's the same very similar reaction of like people are nervous. They're like, what is someone else is going to look at me? What if I press and I should have swung? And I was like, so what? It's you're free to move and express however you want. I'm giving you this time to do it.
It's
And no
crazy,
one else is
you know,
watching.
like right
No one
now,
else cares.
everybody wants freedom so
Yeah.
bad. And then you put people in a situation where you say, you're free. And they say, tell me what to do.
Yeah.
So you actually, we asked for one, but you know, one way to break through or one tip you had for us, but you gave us quite a bit. And I admire you for that. You know, you can't, this is the great thing about a good coach is they will over deliver. And there's this idea of practice what you teach. But something I like to talk about is practicing what you preach.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do,
I
I mean, this is who you are now.
Yeah.
Like thinking back to your kettlebell start and your dancing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you really stick to you being you, you turn into a badass bitch. All right. Look at this. Look at this motherfucker on the screen right here. I mean, I don't know if you know who you're fucking with, but you are a bad motherfucker. All right. Hold on. I'm not done. Bam.
Thanks.
What's up? Let's go. Look at you.
Yeah.
What's that blurry thing behind you? Nobody cares. We're all looking at you.
Love it.
You're awesome. You stick to your guns, and then you know you turn into. This is how you created yourself.
You're absolutely right, and I'm grateful that I have others that practice and also preach a similar mindset because still, like, I'm very much obviously in the fitness world here in New York and strength and conditioning world, and there is definitely a bubble that people will live in, and they're like, I am a trainer, I am a fitness professional, therefore I need to put out this content, I need to get these shots in the street of me jumping up and down, I need to do whatever. And the moment I was like, no, all those things make me feel really awkward, make me turn into like a shell. If I'm going to put out content, if I'm going to, whether it's photos, whether it's videography, that's also, we're going to be creative and we're going to be expressive. So how can we present that type of content in that kind of fashion? And so now I have fun. And I think that also then portrays through the final products, whether again it is a still photo or it is film, video, whatever.
Yeah, people have to. I'm talking up your game, but I back my shit up. All right. I mean, people should really see you move. And I mean, they should. All right. So let me do this real quick. Let me just like pull open my browser, and I'm just going to take a moment. I want to share a couple things with the people who are watching. And is that stillmixflow.com? Don't worry about that sell that's happening right there.
Go through it, guys. Go to it.
Let's go check out Instagram real quick. And
I love that you presented images that I would probably never have sent you.
All right, so check. Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, so check you out. Hey, there you are, guys. You gotta just click on some of these videos and just watch Sarah move. Look, there's the happy face again. If you guys look at that one, there's the face. There's some amazing work. There are some workouts in here, but then also this is very important to me because I can't get enough of you. I got to train with you. Look, when I swing fucking kettlebells, this is who I want to swing kettlebells with. Look at this. This is beautiful. All right, on my screen, it's me smoking a joint. On your screen, it's you doing beautiful kettlebell work. I get it, okay? We're two pieces. We're basically the same person. All right, guys, you can see dance moves. You can click on the about. And look, she's the real deal. Featured in Shape, Oxygen, My Fitness Pal, Women's Health. Guys, I can't even get in that magazine. All right, there's a full bio. Here's her doing some breakdancing, also a certified breakdancer. There's some testimonials. Look at this. You can take a kettlebell program. What's one thing I can look at on this that you'd like to show people? Jesus, my site is lacking.
Um, that, that's just, those things are just articles that I wrote. I think that that it's a video that I'm really most. Oh, you can also do Solace. You can do Onnit. You can join fitness retreats that I'm doing. You can write your name and shoot me an email of what if I, let's collaborate. So yeah, that is merely a way for people who want more information on what I'm doing, what my specialties are, my credentials, because that's also, I think it is important that we educate ourselves as coaches.
Yeah.
Um, and so that site is merely to get more information
on
the work that I'm doing.
Don't you have a program that came out?
I do.
Is it on that one or is it separate?
It's on that. You can. Oh, I didn't send you that information. Can I send it to you right now and you can pull it up?
Yeah, I think so.
Can I text it to you?
Future.
Send it to you. Yeah, I honestly, it is. I just put out Kettlebell Strong online. Kettlebell Strong, it is a primal movement system that I've developed, a mixture of body weight and kettlebell work. There is a class format, there are workshops, and then for those that are not in New York City, I just put out an online program that is 6 workouts a week, 4 weeks long, and each week it is meant to be progressive. Within that, there are strength days, there's a little bit more high intensity days, but then there is also complex and flow work in that. And they can either go to my website or back to my IG and drop me a line if they're interested in that. That is something that I have been in the back of my mind saying, you want to do this, you should do this. And you, Leo, were a big support and encouragement when I came out to Austin last fall, and you said, you got to stop fucking around and get your shit together.
I didn't say that, did I?
Yeah. Yes, you did.
Yeah, but don't waste that potential, man.
No, I was so grateful because I was like, thank you for calling, for reminding me what my true purpose is. Yes, I'm a coach, but I have this work that I've been practicing forever. We've established that. And now it is time to really share that with the world. So
yeah, and I'm glad you're doing it. And just lastly, before we leave, I know you're out there in New York, so thank you so much for holding it down, being a social media influencer, and not running around posting videos of yourself working out, staying home and reminding people to stay safe, and then also offering online education. I can't thank you enough. The more we can entertain people, whether it's through online talk shows like this or teaching a workout program. I'm just so happy for that you inspire us to keep safe, to be brave, to express ourselves. Yeah. Anything else you'd like to say before we go?
No, you summed it up perfectly. I'm so happy that we were able to connect in this way. Again, for anyone that is watching and they want more information, hit me up either through the IG, Coach Sarah, or through my website, also Coach Sarah. I love to just collaborate, share, connect with others.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Thank you so much. You've been a great guest.
Thank you.
All right.